Hello everybody, it is I, Earthknite, and welcome to Cosmoteer. Now I've been wanting to do a video on this game for a while now. It's the Starship Architect and Commander. Basically you build your ships, you go through the galaxy, you do a bunch of missions. Very similar to kind of like Galaxy at War for the mobile, or StarMade in the sense of building it, but it's a 2D ship game. There's a few others that I remember I used to play. One of them was on Steam, but it's been a while, so I don't think I could find it right now off the top of my head. However, this game I played quite a bit of it, especially in my most recent playthrough. I've already built like similar to a large station. It's like this big, with massive amounts of weapons and storage and production and all that stuff. So today we're going to take a look at that. We're going to start a new career. Now, when in career, you usually have the Model L, Model C, Model S unlocked right away. These are the starter ships. You have your different economic difficulties. So Imagineer, Free Build, Builder, it's a little nicer, easier to increase. Architect is your normal. And then Star Right is resources are reduced by 50%, money rewards reduced. It's much more difficult. So we're going Architect. Now our combat difficulty, this is extreme jumps in between these. So in Ensign you take 30%, deal 40% more. Captain, it's normal, Admiral, Grand Admiral. I'm going to stick with Ensign because just the fact that it's Ensign, by how fast I make the game run sometimes, the combat I've had it where I was flying along, two pirate ships, very simple pirate ships, came in and wiped out half my fleet of 6-7 ships just because they weren't reacting fast enough and the weapons couldn't turn, etc. So we're going to keep it to Ensign difficulty just so I can try to survive a bit longer. Now you do have the Model L, Model C, Model S. The remaining funds, basically you have 72,500, I believe. Yes, 70,200, sorry. And that bases your ship in case you want to make a custom ship. So for example, I have the SKF Twinkle, which is actually a very basic starter ship. It's an increase to the SKF, actually it seems to be costs less than the SKF Knight, but the SKF Knight is what we will be going with. As you see, there are descriptions to the different ones. These are all ships that I have made over time or evolved. For example, Nahoan's Revenge. With the destruction of the Nahoan's Mercy, an aggressive battle against the pirates, survivors and parts were salvaged by the SKF Imperial Might. Those resources and personnel were taken in and began the rework design of the Nahoan's Revenge, a battle platform to rival even the mighty Shadow Wolf capital ship. Basically, that was the battle I was talking about where I lost half my fleet. I had lost the Nahoan's Mercy, which was more of a mining ship. The Imperial Might is a mobile space platform designed to assist the Nahoan's Mercy fleet with transportation of assets. After the destruction of Nahoan's Mercy, it became the center of the galaxy's Order of Shadows operations, expanding into a devastatingly powerful battle station. But basically, these are my primary ships that I've used, and most of these ships have actually, besides the Imperial Might, have evolved from the SKF Knight originally. So we are going to buy the SKF Knight, which will leave us with 11,000, which is twice as much as a normal ship would normally have. This comes with 2 laser cannons, some thrusters in all directions, 2 airlocks, a standard 6-person crew, a standard power core, a standard cockpit, and 2 2x2 storages, which will probably upgrade right off the bat, to be honest. We're going to start the game. Now, I know that this episode is going to be the first episode of a series. Similar to my Horizon's Gate series, I will likely record a mass number or long sessions. Let's pause again. Longer sessions, longer videos, and and then cut those up as we go, or try to just keep it between 20 to 25 minute segments, depending on how gameplay goes. So this is the interior of our ship. As I said, we have 2 airlocks. One of these will probably be switched out with a fire extinguisher, or it should be, but I usually have symmetry mode on when building. 2 laser cannons, thrusters. So the reason we have thrusters in every direction is so we can have thrust in every direction. We can go backwards, we could go side to side, we could go forward. Forwards and backwards movement will be better because we have the standard thrusters. Side to side strafing movement will be slightly off because of the small thrusters, but this does help us rotate better. These laser cannons are the standard laser cannons you start with. They're pretty simple. They do have a wide range, which allows them better combat against their more simple brothers in these lower class ships. Down here is our little menu for controlling it. We have the ship, our speed. We can close the interior so you can see my beautiful Shadow Knight Empire's fleet, and then what the outside looks like, all the little decorations we do, which I will go over in the ship builder. In here we can edit the name, ship, and stuff. Says you won't. Right, this is Shadow Knight Empire. There we go. The Escape Knight is the starter ship by any aspiring knight captain, based on the original design by J. Shadow Knight, me, in the year 2027 because it's futuristic. It has been vastly modified and expanded. It is capable of transforming into even a Dreadnought-class battlecruiser. How you choose to captain her is how she will slowly evolve, as will her name evolve with you. So the way that I have this organized, the class, this is what it currently is: a fast attack scout, the surname, Knight. The current configuration is a fast attack scout, so if we change it to a heavy attack scout, this will change, the name will change, but the surname will stay the same, so it knows it originates from a knight. So that's the basic. You can abandon the ship, self-destruct. You could screenshot the blueprints and all that stuff. Transfer crew, we don't have a ship available, but that we could send crew to like a derelict ship or a destroyed ship that we've destroyed and take it over and fly it in, use it for resources, or build upon it. Because for the longest time I didn't know how to create new ships. Attack defaults come later. Flight directions, this is the orientation of the ship. So say you accidentally build the ship where it's all facing this way, you can actually set the flight direction that way, so that's the front of the ship. Formation order, I've never actually really known what this does, to be honest. I fiddled around with it, but I think it really relies on, like, it's supposed to do a certain formation, but it doesn't. And I really don't know. Like, I think first is supposed to be the point of a wedge, for example. 2 on the left, 3 on the right, 4, 5, something like that. I don't know what actually does it because I have different speed ships all the time. So, I don't usually fiddle with that much. Unless it's this thing, which I just drag them around. If we go into the wrench, this is the build repair, so we could build with the items that we currently have unlocked. I do have mods running. I totally forgot to go over those. One of them is, like, we have these new weapons and armors. We have bigger power reactors. Definitely mod I heavily suggest is the bigger bunks. They give you these big twin bunk, quad bunk dormitories. And they put doors around them. Like, you could custom the doors around them instead of the normal. We do have a bunch of different laser cannons. So, like, the laser cannons on the sides that can actually go through. Like, I could put it here and it'd go through this instead of just sticking out and being destroyed like the regular laser cannons can be. Under main cannons, you've got your missile launcher. These are anything that require ammunition. You got your main cannons, your rail guns, flak batteries, pack loaders, missile silos. Under defense, so this is where I said we'll get that fire extinguisher. We will rotate it. Oh, that is not the right button. There we go. There you go. So the fire extinguisher is in case it catches on fire, because fire will do damage over time. You can actually stop it by hitting the repair button over here. This also is where the general starter armor is, the fire room, which is kind of like a sealed area in case, so you can seal sections of the ship off. Shield generators, the flak batteries and seaways are here because those shoot down, and the point defense, those shoot down missiles that are incoming. This is your thrust and control. So you have your cockpit and your small thrusters, your phase thrusters, which are weaker thrusters, primarily designed for maneuvering. And then you have your control room, small hyperdrives. The control rooms give you control, points. Here he says it has plus 50. That's these, and that tells you how much items, how complex your ship can be. So getting more control is better. Bigger thrusters. This is some of the mods have updated, so I don't actually know what some of these are, like the huge plasma and the boost thruster. Never had those before. Engineer room. You put them next to thrusters, and it increases their percentage. Really, really cool, but they have to be against the thrusters is the thing. Crew, we already went over. Power. You have your small reactor, your medium reactor, large reactor, and phantom reactor, which this just produces 4 power. This produces 8, I think. Yeah, 8 power. Capacitors, basically, they'll take power from here, go put it in a capacitor, and then the capacitor will stretch to wherever they need to go. Under here, you have all your production. So your ammo, HE missile, EMP missile, nukes, mines, steel coils. These are all items you use for building. Your storage, as I said, I will probably be increasing these immediately as well, just so we have more storage for when we go harvest things. Your mining laser, tractor beam, sensors, explosive charges, and then some more structural bonuses, heavier armor, all that stuff. Under this tab, we can paint. You have 4 layers. Your base paint, which for me is black. This decals 1, which is the next layer up. The next layer up is 2. The last layer up is 3. And you can have different colors, do different shapes to make cool little patterns like this. This is a very important tab. This is your crew management. And one of the biggest things that I've seen a lot of, especially my friends do, they ignore this and just let red shirts do everything. That's bad. Bad, 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 bad. One of the best things you can do is actually edit the role. So we're going to make these guys General Knights. Job priorities are going to stay exactly the same, right? But then we're going to create a couple new roles. Actually, I shouldn't do it like that. So you could delete role, duplicate role, copy, paste. So for this first one, edit role, I'm going to make it purple. There we go. Commander Knight. Its job priorities. Set all priorities in energy weapons. Set all priorities in weapons. Set all priorities. Oh, I set all priorities. This. These will be 10. Not these. And that's all they do. So everything else is going to be 1, so they're least likely to do all of these other things, except for command, because that's their whole job is to command. Then we do a new role. We'll get the yellow shirts. No. Who was... Oh, blue shirts. I know the blue shirts. These are the Engineer Knights. Their job priorities. Set all priorities to 1. Set all supply battery priorities to 10. Actually, they should be 6. And then under... I think it's this. Yes, so 10. Set all... Nope, not those. 10. Engine room. 10. We'll do 6s for these. 6 for that. This one, we do want these, 8. For all these, so they'll help with that. Storage bay, we don't want to bother. Mining laser, 10, try to be 10 since we're already 10. These will leave as they are. Yeah. And that's the engineers. The next one are the yellow shirts. These are the right aspirants. Job priorities. Assign set all priorities to 0. Set all supply batteries to 10. Set all priorities of production to 10. Set all Actually, no, these guys stay here. These ones sell priorities 10. These ones all operates. Oh, I just turned everything to 10, didn't I? I did. Dang it all. Set all priorities to 0. Set all supply batteries to 10. Yep. Set all crew to 10. Set all production to 10. Set all storage to 10. Actually, that. Okay. And then we have the orange shirts, which are the EVA Knights, the Spacewalkers. That would be a much cooler name. So all priorities is 0. Their whole job is to do this job and assist with these. And that. I'll do that too. And this. There we go. Oh, and there is one more. There are the red shirts, which are the warrior knights. Their main role is to set all energy priorities. Energy weapons to that. Projectile weapons to that. That. Yes, their primary goal is to do these. The rest, everything else is set all priorities 5, 10, 10. There you go. Their primary goal is to bother with the weapons. We're going to keep these as general knights because we only have so many guys on this ship. This goes over our storage, so we have 3 coils because we removed some of these. We removed the airlock and then we upgraded these. This is our communications. This is something a lot of people don't actually realize is there for a while. But this is how you hail stations. For example, we could hail this station. I'm not going to try. And you could accept bounties for the areas. So this explore one is a pretty easy one to do. And then all of these fugitive bounties and the pirate hunter are really easy ones to do right off the bat. This second tab, as your fame increases, you can get more crew. At the start, you have so many crew until you require more fame to hire more. So you have to go and do quests to raise your fame. It tells you how many crew you have and how many, or you have per how many beds for the ship that's hailing. So if I have 5 ships, I have to hail each individual one for that. Here is where you can buy and sell items. So we're going to sell those 3 sell those 3 coils for 150, either 50 each when selling. Trade in progress. Now, when the trade happens, when we unpause, oh, there's a hostile that's close by. I think it's pirate hunter contract. Yeah. So you'll see they'll come over here, they'll pick it up, the item, and they'll go sell it. Yeah. Oh, that ship's battling. So we'll show you the battle then. So in a battle, this is the hostile ship. You have their weapon systems, you have their hyperdrive, their power, and their cockpit. I usually go for their cockpit right off the bat because it's usually in the center straight from the whatever. And as you see, when I got damage, it shows this little red thing. If I'm near resources or have the resources on hand, I could just straight up repair, right? So those resources disappeared from out here. I'm going to set this to mine. As you see, my little EVA guys come out. They'll mine those up. It's telling me I have 5 crew outside. That's the one control guy is in there. The rest are out here mining. They'll bring all of these resources back to the ship. I do have a mod that helps me increase even further than the standard 0.4 or 4 times, sorry. And then I return to the station. Now there's 2 things you could use these resources for. I can upgrade my ships, which is usually a preferred method. Is I'll go salvage a bunch of ships and then build new ones out of those resources. Because a lot of these basic like I'll be selling these processors here. They've got 1, and it's really difficult to come across some of these rarer resources as you keep going. You have to keep going to a station or produce them yourself. So you see, they'll come take those, and then I got money. I'll usually stick to point 8. That's all this. This is the mine button. As you saw, I clicked this, dragged, it mined all those items. And then it told me how many people were on EBA. Up here, you can see the list of our current objectives. If I click this, it'll list all of them, as well as we can see my fame. I am at 5. I'm who? I'm neutral with everybody because I haven't completed any contracts. Some contracts will actually severely raise one while lowering another. That's why you have to be careful with the lower contracts because they'll usually be against each other. This is the global map, so we're on the fringe system. So you can see there the little fist with the stars. This is the Monolith Corporation, Centuria Imperium, and then the Cabal of Soul. We're currently at Tau Deculoit. And then you can plot hyperjump when you have hyperjumps, but you have to get the hyperspace relay thing to do that. There's a settings button. This is the build new ship option. So when you have the parts, you can click that. It'll create a little square to build. As you see, as I zoom out, minimap here, view of the ship there. We'll go there. Unpause it. And you can see the direction the ship's facing, how they're doing, and all that stuff. But we're in a asteroid field. There's the unknown contact. Now, it'll automatically slow down time whenever you get a ping that there's a hostile nearby. There we go. I always pause the game right before entering combat, just so I can better acclimate or better control where my lasers are firing. He's going to take us for a flipping ride. Okay, so we just finally destroyed it. Also, if you click this, you'll be able to see resources like that are back there. It's a good way to track the trails of resources. We did take a lot of damage. So we're going to fly up over here. I'm going to times 8 these things. Okay, he flew past me. Oh, that's a pirate hunter. Oh, so that ammo is going to be annoying because it had a cannon. It'll have a bunch of ammo stuff, and that's going to fill up my inventories really quickly. So you see they do have an O2 limit if you go too long. It'll kill the crew. And you can also lose crew by getting into combat. I have a... There we go. And it destroying certain places or fires happening. Ooh, what do you have? Oh, you have a lot of weapons. We're going straight for that. I don't know what that is. My twin lasers is going to rip through that. As long as it doesn't bring me. There we go. Woo! That was close. Okay. He flew right by me. Thank goodness. I have had them actually come around the back behind me before, and that was destructive. Or one of them backs up into a zone that where I have a fugitive bounty. We definitely want to try to get an upgrade soon. Either get a mining laser or something better. Because it's easier to take them down when you have a bigger ship. The fact that I actually did 2 of those successfully with this little ship is a surprise. Usually I have to upgrade it before I take on my second fugitive bounty. But we're doing pretty okay. So I'll hail this station. I'm going to collect this bounty. And then I'm going to sell everything I have. Yep. Initiate trade. Now, I will point out that they have a limit on how much space they have. If you fill this space up, then they won't be able to take any more till some of these other ships come in. So, we're going to quickly upgrade the ship, and then I'm going to end that episode here, and we can continue on hunting pirates and stuff like that. It is a lot of time and grinding in this game, so some episodes may just be me purely grinding us space station. I will try to get some friends to join as well. I know Luke wants to join. Fry likes to play it when he gets a chance and is calm enough to play it. So we will construct a new ship. Now, one thing that I always do is before we upgrade the ships, we actually have to hail the station. And under this blueprints tab, that one. That's the number one thing I need. I also need a mining laser. It's really nice to have. Getting the standard cannon unlocks some things. Shield generator is pretty nice. But the biggest thing I want is under crew. Where's control room? This one. Small hyperdrive, control room. That's it. That's all our money. So upgrading is actually going to take a little bit more. But that's how you buy blueprints. So now if we go under construction, you'll see that I have those things unlocked, like the small shield generator. And when you look at this and it just tells you a price, that price is the cost of the items that you need to build it. That is that cost. If you have those items, you could just straight up build it. So I'm actually going to end this episode here. Next episode, I'll expand my ship, show you the different options for editing, and again, how to assign those different crew. We'll go hunting the rest of these little bounties to collect that money, and then we'll get a mining ship to mine asteroids and start processing those resources. Because you can mine straight up iron, but processing them into steel plates will get you better money for your resources. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. And I hope you look forward to the series. Toodles.